And welcome back, our what should we call us? Our union brothers and sisters to this break time with the big guy and the Grand Poobah. We're here. We're really going with the Ironworkers motif. Our hashtag is local Rooney 23. Make sure you're part of the local. So again, I'm the big guy Scott Farrar. That's Mike the Grand Poobah Parazzini, and today we have with us Rooney Prop Sam Davies. Sam, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, dude. It's a pleasure. Thank you for taking your time out to come here and be with us. We really appreciate it. And one of the things that we love to see is having our athletes come on, especially our newer athletes who aren't, who have just joined the team. And man, I'm super excited. I'm very excited. So real quick before we do anything, we're going to talk about our Rooney spotlight here, right? Our fan spotlight, and some of you guys are gonna know Jay. We see Jay in the comments all the time. So we're talking about our boy Jason Zimmerman. Now, Jason Zimmerman is probably one of the best fans we have, and the reason I say that is he commutes a long way to come to these Rooney matches. I mean, I don't think you guys understand coming all the way from Pennsylvania to come to a Rooney match, and he's been doing it now for 4 years. Season ticket holder. He does amazing things for the team. Comes in. He was our rep when we had the Seattle Seahawks, excuse me, Seattle Seawolves there. And I couldn't make it, unfortunately. I had a family event to do the ball exchange, which was a big thing. Matt caught right. The Seattle Seawolves fan went to every single away match Seattle had and did a ball exchange with every fan base. And I got lucky enough to get to do one with him in the final. So he did it during the playoffs as well, and got to be there during the final, which was amazing. Can't really beat that. It was awesome. It's just one of those things you see as a rugby fan and you go, this is why we're here. But again, Jason started off watching the Saracens. Me and Jason actually met before the formation of Rugby New York. Yeah, shut the fuck up, Mike. As Saracens fans, we were part of it was called Saris on Tour. And when the Saracens were coming over here and playing, we'd be part of the supporters group and do all this fun stuff that was part of the rugby community prior to the MLR and its conception. Obviously, when Rugby New York started, this was the closest team to him. So he started watching. He became a season ticket holder, and like I said, he commutes a very far way to really support this team. He's always upbeat. He'll be sitting in section 6 with me, right at midfield, and feel free to go up to him, say hi. We love Jay, and that's our player spotlight for now. If you check the post, you'll see we have the Eventbrite tickets for the Rooney versus OGs at OGs coming up on what is it, a week from Friday. Again, it's Friday, February 3rd. Tickets are $20. They'll have food and drinks available on site. Parking is free. The doors will open at 6. Now, this is not at Segra Field. This is at their indoor facility, the St. James in Springfield, Virginia. Just a real hop, skip, and a jump. A decent little drive. Unfortunately, the big guy won't be able to make it. I forgot that I let my wife go away on a girlfriend trip that weekend. Stupid me. Never let her, do anything during the preseason. That's a tactical error on my part. But what are you going to do? Again, Friday, February 3rd. Gates open at 6. They'll have food, drink, free parking. Go check out Rooney play the OGs in the preseason match. So let's get to the man of the hour. The topics we're going to be talking about. Sam Davies. Sam is going to be a prop for us here at Rooney, filling up some big shoes the last couple seasons with some big props we have that didn't come back, unfortunately, but still putting great shifts for us and kind of did. Hey, there we go. The man of the hour, Jason Zimmerman, probably missed the whole thing. I was talking about him, but big shoes to fill. But I mean, looking at Sam, I think he's going to fill those shoes rather well. So first, we're going to talk. My question to you, Sam, is besides it probably being, from the schoolboy age, like when did you first start taking rugby seriously?
Well, back home, you pretty much start playing footy when you're like 5 years old. So I've played rugby since I'm 5, so 15 odd years now. And so I played all through the club since I'm 5 to sort of 12, and then I started playing for my high school. I played all like the rep grades coming up, under 14s, under 16s, under 18s sort of thing. And my professional, the professional side of things sort of kicked in last year when I made North Harbour Rugby. in the NPC tournament back over in New Zealand. So that's sort of when it started for me, and now this is just, this is sort of like my second professional side, and it's all pretty fresh to me, but it's going good.
Yeah, listen, it's the reason, one of the reasons I reached out to you to be a guest on is, you're one of the younger guys in the game, less experienced professionally, but that doesn't mean you're any less experienced than anybody else. You're coming in and you're going to provide a nice burst of energy to a front row crew that, is I would say in their middle age and late age of a rugby career. And I love to see young guys come in. So this is why I wanted to have you on to talk about it. We're big fans of the NPC. We see the guys go back and play for their respective teams all the time. And it's something we follow here in New York, especially since we get to see the guys go back to play. I think the biggest thing for you, right? How are you going to manage the professional environment, right? So you had the one season really playing at North Harbor, and you have a routine, right? So do you think your routine is going to change any now that you're in New York? Do you think you've honed that pre-game, that pre-match routine?
Yeah, definitely the pre-game and pre-match is the same as it is back home, but definitely during the week it's a lot different now. I'm living by myself. My partner's coming over actually tomorrow night, and
nice.
And obviously back home I'm living with my parents. They sort of help me out. Do my mum still does my washing back home. Obviously helps me out with my dinners and stuff. So now I'm sort of by myself as such. So it is definitely like a massive change for me. Coming here to a big city, coming from a small city. So yeah, it's definitely a big change during the week. I wouldn't say much has changed pre-game and post-game, but yeah, definitely during the week, sort of like the build up from Monday to Friday into a Saturday or Sunday game, that's definitely changed a lot.
I was going to say, is there any like culture shock between what you experienced at North Harbor compared to what you're experiencing now with Rugby New York?
It's all pretty similar. So my coach, actually Ben Afiaki, he's now the Rooney coach. He's my coach back home for North Harbor. So the culture shock, I wouldn't say as much, but and also obviously like the game plan and the team, all the team sort of stuff's quite similar to back home, which is pretty refreshing. So lucky on that front, really.
Yeah, I mean that's a nice transition you have for the coaching side, at least to understand what he's going to look for in his training package and everything he's looking to do. There's no learning curve for you. Maybe for some of the new guys, who haven't worked with him, but again, this is the sport. This is the game. It's funny, we talk about American sports and rugby specifically. Like you could have one coach at youth, a different coach in high school, a different coach in college, and then however many clubs you're on, you could have that many coaches. So we're actually used to coaching changes and tactical changes because there isn't that academy system set up yet here. We're getting there, but I think we're adaptable rugby players and tactics and things like that. But no, yeah, that's great. And, you're going to have that home coming soon with your partner coming. Listen, I hear it on great authority. Andrew Coe does great laundry.
Yeah.
Way bigger than him. So you just like, muscle him a little bit about like, hey, I need help with the laundry. Maybe he'll help.
Okay.
I'm just messing around. I love to bust Andrew's chops. So you've been here now for a couple weeks. Obviously, Ironworkers and the change the skyline and the hard work effort is what Rudy prides, being on the field as, but it's also something that they want to make sure is off the field too, right? And I know you guys recently had a scavenger hunt, and part of that was to, I'm sure, acclimate you to the town, but also acclimate you to the guys. Can you give us a little idea of how that went?
Yeah, so we were put in, firstly we all bus from our Ironworkers HQ all the way into central Manhattan. We all stayed at the Millennium Hotel in Manhattan. So on the Wednesday last week, we all went out. We were all split in 4 teams. We all had a different color. We all had our team logo sort of like embroidered or spray painted onto our shirt, and we're all walking around Manhattan, and obviously with our colored shirts on, with our with our logos, you know. I think obviously what we did in teams, we sort of had like a sheet of things that we had to accomplish during the day. So we started at 9 o'clock and we had to be back at 3 o'clock. So yeah, we were just doing all these different challenges from up the very top right down to the bottom. And we were yeah, it was cool. We were walking a lot, but we were also training. We were, you know, catching the light rail in the subway, you know, around the city. It was pretty eye opening because I hadn't actually explored the whole city before that day. So it was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, you definitely get your cardio in.
Yeah.
While, you know, living and working in Manhattan. I worked in Manhattan for many years, and my wife, I met my wife when she was going to Columbia up in Washington Heights, which is near nothing. So all you did was walk.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of the fun parts. I think, you know, acclimating yourself to the city in that way makes it way more enjoyable. And obviously, you know, when you have your time off, you'll get to explore it on your own. But I think exploring it with your teammates, just kind of taking a day to bullshit, not necessarily be on the field, is one of those things that just kind of synergizes everybody to understand how everybody thinks and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You say, was there one particular moment that, you know, sticks out from your time at doing the scavenger hunt?
Yeah, I think up when we were in Central Park, we had to walk into Central Park and get a photo of all of us, sort of like, you know, amongst all this greenery. I'm used to it all at home, which is you know, it was quite refreshing. You know, we went to Central Park and we got some we actually just asked a random lady to take a photo of us because that was one of the challenges. So we all sort of posed inside this big chalet sort of thing in the middle of Central Park, and we all had to pose, and then, you know, obviously she took the photo for us. So that was definitely the highlight of my scavenger hunt for sure.
That's awesome. I love to hear it. And you talk about you know, the greenery back at home. So let's say you're back at home and it's the off season. What are you doing on a day off?
I'm really into golf. I'm also into fishing. So back home, I've got like a little IRB, a little 5 meter boat. I like just to go out for a fish with my mates. You know, chill out on the boat, which is pretty cool. Something that I'm definitely going to miss here while I'm here. So yeah, either fishing or playing golf, or obviously with my partner, chilling out with her.
As I said, there's plenty of fishing in, you know.
Yeah, there is.
Dude, you took a charter boat out of New Jersey? You kidding me?
Yeah.
Dude, you're right where you need to be, man.
Okay.
Go for bluefish. Yeah,
definitely.
Right.
No, we'll definitely. Trust me. That's the boating, especially coming out of the Hudson or going out of Long Island Sound, is great. So you talked about golf. Has the butcher talked you into a round of golf yet?
I don't think the butcher's really into golf, actually. I don't think he's into. Is he?
Bruh.
I'm not sure. He is.
Ask him. He might be trying to hustle you.
I haven't actually talked to him about it yet, but I've talked to a few boys about it, and there are a few keen golfers, and, you know, amongst the group, I've talked to five or six of the boys, and they're pretty keen. So I think that'll be probably a good day off challenge or day off thing to do, you know, with some of the boys, you know, when we got some spare time.
Definitely. I definitely think the butcher's trying to hustle you. And
okay. He's talking shit saying. Then, is he?
I think so. So.
Right. Okay.
So speaking of back home, what is your comfort food, you know, back home or, you know, coming in here?
Back home I eat quite a lot of sushi. I haven't actually seen a good Japanese, or I haven't actually searched one up yet, really. I haven't actually been looking around. Hopefully there's a couple good spots around. So yeah, back home I'm quite into my sushi, but yet to try sushi here.
So when your girlfriend comes in, Nobu. Okay? Just make sure you're wearing a jacket. You might see some paparazzi.
Right.
Check out Nobu.
Nobu?
Yep.
Mike's laughing because it's a very, very expensive restaurant.
Was it?
That's where all the celebrities go. You'll see. When you look it up, you'll be like, I don't know if we'll be going there. Shoot, there was one in Midtown when I was working down there, but probably moved. Hold on.
Is there one on the Jersey side, or?
Oh, no, definitely not. West 57th Street. Oh yeah, But yeah, that's a good place to take the girl out on a special occasion.
I was gonna say when I was in Hope, guys are out of Hoboken-ish area
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
I
New Jersey,
remember one of my friends used to live in Hoboken. He still lives in Jersey. He went to Stevens Institute of Technology. There was a sushi place that made sushi burritos.
Oh my.
That was sushi just wrapped in it had rice and then seaweed on the outside. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Dude, that sounds
I
awesome.
actually do like my burritos as well, so that could be quite a good mix there. Yeah.
Perfect.
Listen, sushi's. I mean, I gotta be honest. For as much as people talk about the Hudson River, which they're not getting the sushi from, they're going out to the Sound and the ocean to get it. I think
Yeah.
New York is probably one of the better places, obviously outside of Japan, to get sushi because they have higher end restaurants and more people are open to it and things like that. So I don't think you're going to have a problem at all.
No.
Okay,
Even
good.
in your area, going to get sushi in your area, you guys are shacked up at. So he went with comfort food. I'm going to go with, if you had to buy a jersey from another team in the MLR with your own money, can't be a New York jersey, can't be a New York jersey. What team would you buy?
Oh wow.
So this is a fashion question. This isn't a loyalty question. This is strictly a fashion question.
Well, I was actually looking today through all of the team's new kit for the 2023 season, and I think the San Diego side had quite a cool camo jersey.
Yes, they do.
Am I right?
They do have a great camo jersey, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. So if I was to choose one in a fashion sense, I'd probably go with that camo one.
It is. They rock that red and black really well all the time, and even with the camo, they do that desert camo and just have little tinges of red and black like on the collar and the sleeves. I really dig it. We had a good camo one 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago in 2021, Mikey. That there we go, right there. Same thing, that desert camo.
Okay.
Just the Rooney crest, it wasn't anything special, but the camo looked cool. Was that the Andy Ellis one you bought?
It wasn't Andy's. It was Connor's.
Connor's? Oh, Connor's. Yeah, you bought Connor's jersey, and then I'm sure you smelled it after all the.
Put it on. It doesn't fit. It's tight. But I ended up getting a bunch of people to sign it too. But what are your must-haves for a jersey? Like what is, like, if you were to design a rugby jersey, what does it have to have?
Well, obviously, I think it's got to have some heritage behind it. So obviously, our jersey has the outprint of New York City, has the skyline print. So that's obviously a key point. And back home, we have a couple mountains, so they're incorporated onto our jerseys at my club side. So I think definitely, the jersey's got to show, where you're from and what you're about. So definitely a bit of heritage into the jersey is the main thing.
Yeah, no, I mean,
collar or no collar. That was my.
That's your. I knew that was what he's getting to.
No, color.
Okay, no, because some of it's like it's one of those things where, like, people are like, oh, you need a collar, and then I'm like, but do you really? Because now it's just an extra thing to grab.
Oh, collar?
I come from collar? Collar, not color.
I thought that you were talking about color. Okay, no, I actually do like the collar this year. We had our photo shoot today, and I actually I tried the jersey on, and it was very nice. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I come from the American football background where you went. The less stuff sticking out, the less they're going to grab you. So there's a famous Michael Strahan, a famous New York Giant. He used to get his jersey, and then he'd have one of the staff come with a hair dryer and put it on super high heat to shrink it to his pads.
Seriously.
So that offensive lineman couldn't grab him. Yeah.
I've actually never worn a collar in a rugby game before. So
really?
back home, it's just like the standard neck sort of flat look. But I'm definitely excited to wear a collar this year, so it should be good. Yeah.
And Mikey's a big collar guy. Now I'm gonna steal one of his questions. And so this is one he loves to ask guys, and since he definitely hasn't asked you this question, I'm gonna ask it. What do you prefer, your socks high or your socks low when you're playing?
My socks low, definitely low.
That's a young kid's game right there, man. That's a
young kid's game. Yeah.
I'm old school. I'm high, and you use bootlaces to keep them up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how we used to do it back in the day. Like,
Well, you can to keep them up, you can get the old that black electrical tape and just tuck it around
Yeah, just wrap it around.
around
Yeah, we just had
the
extra
calf.
bootlaces because then what happened was if you pop the bootlace, you just take it off your leg real quick and put
Yeah.
it back on your boot real quick. You know, it was really
Yeah.
nice.
And then you missed the second part of that is what type of cleats or boots do you wear? Plain boots or flashy boots?
Oh, well, so I've got a couple pairs of boots. I wear a black. I pretty much wear all Adidas boots. I wear a black pair on the Astro just to run in. A black with sort of red lines in them. Sort of they're pretty plain. And then I've got a pair of white. They're actually white because I couldn't find any others. White like boots that I play in that I have my big sprigs in. So I'm definitely a playing guy. I wouldn't go for a very bright color, especially being in the front row. It just doesn't seem right.
Why? I mean, listen, show your yourself. Put you out there. Show your vibe. I mean, you got guys like Charlie Hewitt do that. You know, Charlie Hewitt's always wearing pink boots or some shit.
I'm definitely a more like dull sort of color guy anyway.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. It's funny. So the famous hockey player Wayne Gretzky, who played for the New York Rangers for a while, when he was a kid, everybody would make fun of him in like the local people because he was wearing these white colored gloves, right? And they were like, "Oh, he's showy." And this is back when everybody wore either brown leather or black. Oh, he's just trying to show off and this, that, and the other thing. And in a recent interview, he said, "I wasn't trying to show off." He goes, "What we would forget is he would buy hockey gloves for the hockey season, then he'd cut them for the lacrosse season." And he goes, 9 times out of 10, I would forget that I had cut them. So I would just be really late into going to get new hockey gloves, and the only thing that was there were white gloves because everybody had taken the browns and the blacks. Because it had nothing to be flashy. It was me and my dad were just lazy buying new gloves every season. I always thought that was hysterical. But all right. So speaking of Charlie, and first of all, I know you have a nice mullet going. You have a nice mane. I saw some pictures. Yeah, which is it's been a Rooney fashion since 2019. So if you had to pick one guy, if you had to pick one guy on the team with the best hair right now besides yourself, who would it be?
Let's think about this.
I mean, Jack went no hair. He just went, I'm shaving it.
Jack's fully gone. Jack's fully gone bald, so it can't be Jack. Oh my, who's got a sharp load? Joe Bass has also just gone fully bald, pretty much as well.
Did he really? Interesting.
It's like it's not fully bald, but it's pretty short. It's pretty much like a skin fade. Honestly, all the boys, no one really has an out there sort of haircut. Everyone's got quite a short back and side sort of lid. No one's really got a mullet or a crazy sort of haircut. So
what about Quinn?
I don't really know.
What's Quinn rocking these days?
Yeah, Quinn's actually rocking a mullet. He's got quite a bushy one going on there. He's also
that's going to change. He's the guy. Yeah, he's the guy the day before a match. He's hitting up the barbershop for a fade. So don't get used to it. I have a feeling he's going to first match. Before you guys take that flight to Seattle, he might be late.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, last year, I mean, we had quite a few mullets. Charlie had a mullet until his parents visited. He just wanted his mother to see it, I believe.
Yeah.
Right. Ben Bonasso came in with a mullet. Andy came in with a really bad mullet.
Ben's actually still got a good mullet. He's actually running a mullet. Yeah.
Oh, really? Interesting.
It's quite tidy though. It's not big and bushy. It's quite like tidy and neat.
Yeah, no. So I mean, it was interesting because then the year before that too was like a lot of mullets. I don't know. It was like mullets. Everybody had mullets. It came back into fashion.
Yeah,
it was in fashion when I was a kid in the late '80s, early '90s.
Yeah. Back home, the mullets right in fashion. Everyone back in New Zealand pretty much is. That's between 18 and 21 sort of thing. Are all rocking mullets. It's quite funny. Yeah.
It seemed like once you get 2021, once you guys came out of COVID, whereas that had to be late 2020 when Super Rugby came back on again. Everyone was rocking mullet. You're right.
Yeah, I think after the lockdown, everyone was just obviously at home, couldn't get a haircut, was just trying to probably quite bored as well. Just probably thinking of something fun to do, or what? Why don't I just grow my hair out? So that,
Especially if they weren't going back to the
definitely
office,
could've
nobody was
been
going to say anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know?
that definitely could have been part of it.
So I got it. So here's a question we're bringing back from the dead here, because you're a new guy, so we can ask you this question.
Yeah.
You got to pick 2 guys to be on your team for touch rugby in the backyard. Who are you picking off of the Rooney squad?
I'm gonna pick firstly Jason Emery. He's got some silky skills. I'll pick him, and maybe Ed. Ed's he got some serious pace on him, so I'll take Jason Ed. Yeah.
I mean, listen, you pick the 2 quickest guys on the team.
Yeah, with some good skills and some good footwork, Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what we learned about some of our centers and wings is they got a lot of steps, but they also like to run forward, and bash some people. So it's good to see them utilizing both the skill and the power, especially.
Yeah, especially Ed. He's a big winger. He's a big, he's a confrontational player. He's a big boy. Yeah.
Love to see it. I love those picks.
I'm stealing one of your questions now, Scott.
Nice.
Yes. We know that Quinn is in charge of the music. Let's say that you're in charge of the music. What are you putting on for everyone to listen to?
I like the '90s old school rap. So that's
nice.
Funny. I listen to that stuff back home. So yeah, I'll definitely be on that sort of genre. I think in terms of music, I think it's more just whoever's really there sort of plays it as well. It's not. I don't think it's a said. Oh, I think Quinn is in charge, but obviously if he's not there, I think everyone sort of just plays their own sort of stuff. Yeah.
I got a question. Do they still play a Land Down Under for Joe?
Yep.
That was a requirement from the butcher. Once a day, they got to play Land Down Under when Joe shows up.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Real quick, we'll just end it on this. You're coming into the season. You guys got about less than a month away from the opener against Seattle. In Seattle, you're going over to play over at Starfire, which is a mean little stadium. By mean, I mean it gets rocking. Those Seattle fans are loud. They're close to the pitch, and they bring the pace. So, what are you expecting for that first match? Like, are you excited? Are you amped up? What are you expecting for it?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I did hear as well that they're quite their fans are pretty ruthless. So I did hear the boys were saying last year that they were like ripping into them on the sideline and giving them quite a lot of chat and that sort of stuff. So yeah, we obviously we train for those sort of moments anyway, so we'll be well prepared for that. But me personally, I haven't played footy in 4 or 5 months now, so I think all of us are pretty fizzing to go. We've had a big build up. We've got just under a month to go now until our first game. We've been training for a month as well, so I think the boys are very amped up and very keen to rip in.
Definitely. I got one more, and I'm just thinking about it now because we got just a couple seconds left. So on that trip, you get to pick your roommate. Who are you rooming with?
Well, actually, I forgot to mention, I'm actually also rooming with Daquan Perry here. So
my boy Daquan. I love Daquan.
Yeah.
Is that who was in the background before?
Come in, Daquan. Come in. Here we go. Here is, lads. Daquan Perry.
Hey, what's up, bro? Hey.
One of the greatest roommates I've ever
had.
That's nice. So you love the room with him on the road too, then?
I think I've definitely had enough of Daquan already. So on the road, definitely not. On the road, definitely not. I'll definitely choose someone else. Yeah. I was when we were doing our scavenger hunt, I was meant to be rooming with Chance, but he was actually away. So yeah.
No, I love it. Thank you so much again, Sam, for being on. We really appreciate it. Good luck going into the season. Hopefully we'll meet face to face soon when we're at the home opener. And fans, again, remember there's a link in the post about getting your tickets to the preseason against OGs. Wow, I just completely forgot who they were playing, which is down to St. James in Virginia. Again, an indoor stadium. $20 tickets. They'll have food and drinks available. It's indoors, so that's always nice. February in Virginia's still kind of cold. Doors open at 6 p.m. and that's Friday, February 3rd. And again, the opener, the MLR opener, the season opener is against Seattle on the 18th. That's a 9:30 kickoff on FS1. It won't be on TRN for the local. It'll be on FS1 for the local people. TRN internationally. Home opener the week after. Come check out the big guy. Come check out Jason and our buddy Rob Rooney and all those other guys. So, Sam, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Guys.
And fans, we'll see you guys at the next week, Tuesday, for the next break time.
Cheers, guys.